Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams is brought to you in part by AirTran Airways. For low fares to over 50 cities, book at airtran.com. Don't give up the sport, give up the pain. Talk to the Aurora Sports Medicine Institute. And by U.S. Bank, a proud sponsor of Marquette Athletics. All of us serving you.
Hello and welcome to Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams. Dennis Krause with the coach. Happy holidays again.
Thank you. Same to you.
It's been a long time, but let's go back to last Tuesday night, the win at home over Mississippi Valley State, 102-77 to improve to 9-3. What did you like about that game from your team?
I thought we played really well. From start to finish. Didn't start the first 2 or 3 minutes perfectly, but I thought overall it was probably the best 40 minutes we had played. 34 baskets, 26 of them were assisted, playing without Junior, playing without Reggie. Both of them were ill. And then, we didn't do a great job on the glass, but we came back in the second half and out-rebounded them by 8. Highest number of paint touches we've had, highest number of free throw makes we've had since I've been employed here, had 26 free throw makes. So there were a lot of good things about what we did.
What a spurt by Jay Crowder, 22 points in the game, 12 straight in less than 2 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. He can make open shots, but he is kind of a rhythm guy, and when he gets in a rhythm, I don't know that he can replicate that, but if he could, maybe if we could find out when those 2 minutes were going to occur over the next 19 games, we'd be in a lot better shape. But love who Jay is, love how he's growing. Happy he had a higher level of success than he's been accustomed to.
Our AirTran key stat of the week shows how significant that spurt was, because it really took what was a close game and put it decidedly in your favor.
Yeah, I mean that would happen against anybody, and it could happen against to us as well. Anytime a player is scoring like that quickly in that short a period of time, it's hard to recover from that.
You also have to be encouraged with Darius Johnson-Odom. He's been struggling from threes. He hit 5 of 7, ended up with 19 points.
Well, I think DJ is coming around, and obviously this is the right time for him to come around. But I also think something that's combined with that is Dwight has done a much, much better job, particularly in secondary, of setting DJ up. DJ's a guy that can go get his on, he can create his on, but at the same time, when you're a guy that can score like he can, it's good to have somebody set you up. And I think Bikes has really been in a great rhythm over the last 2.5 weeks, and he's going to have to become even better over the next 71 days. But I think that he helps DJ, he helps Vander, and I thought Vander did a good job even when he was at the point of getting guys open shots.
Vander had 15 points, Jimmy Butler with 17. So a dozen games in, as you said in your post-game news conference, kind of the rehearsals are over now. Yeah. Grade your team, assess it so far.
C+, B-. I think there's been too much inconsistency. Some that are attributed to me, some that are attributed to our team. The injuries, Bikes has missed 2 separate games. Devontae has been hurt. Junior has missed a game. Joe's played in 4 games. We need to get in a rhythm with health, because if we can get everybody healthy, I think that will help us create some consistency in what our rotation is and how we're playing and who we're playing. I think it's a C+ because we haven't hurt ourselves, but we haven't helped ourselves. Considering the newness of our team and even the guys that are returning that are in essence new, I think they've all grown. They've just got to continue to grow, and we've got to continue to find some consistency. And I think over the last 2.5 weeks, I think we've been better at that. But obviously, like you said, rehearsals are over, and now it's time for real stuff.
Some news, a freshman point guard, Reggie Smith, has decided to leave the program. What can you tell us about that?
Well, they thought that he had mono, and all the tests never showed that he had mono, but he had mono-like symptoms. And so we met as a team Christmas night, and then yesterday, Sunday the 26th, we practiced. And so he was supposed to meet with the doctor on the morning of the 26th to do one more test to determine over the last 4 days what had transpired in his body. He wasn't at the meeting. He had called Coach Benford and said that the weather was bad. He couldn't get back. And then yesterday morning, he called and said he wanted to bring his family to visit with me, and said that they were unhappy with his playing time and his role on the team, and that he would like to transfer. And I said, well, obviously I can't get to our compliance officer on a Sunday night, but we'll have the release for you first thing Monday morning. So,
what is the ripple effect at point guard? Obviously, you have Dwight Bikes, you have Junior Cadogan. If you had a third one, would it be Vander?
Yeah, it'd be Van.
Yeah.
I don't think Van's natural position is the point, but I think that it's healthy for his game as he grows to be able to see things from a different lens. Because then when he goes back to his natural position, I think he's a better player because of the growth that you get when you have to manage the game as the point. Bikes and Junior can handle it. Hate that Reggie left, not necessarily for what he had given us. He had played in 8 games. He had started 5 of those games. And the 2 games he didn't play in that he could have were Duke and Gonzaga. And then the last 2 games of the semester, he was sick. So if you look at statistically his field goal percentage, turnovers and assists, all those things, we can absorb what we lose from him as a player. I really like him. I understand that the intersection sometimes of the maturation process of a kid that's a freshman in college, maybe it doesn't intersect where they had thought or where their people had thought they should be, within a semester, their first semester of college. But that's just kind of part of it. I mean, that's happening all across the country. I don't think that it's necessarily a bad or a good thing. I just think it's kind of part of the lay of the land. I'll miss Reggie as a person. He was a good kid. And like I told him yesterday, I'm not mad at anybody. I want the people that want to be here. Whether that means we have 13 guys on scholarship or not, that doesn't matter. Not all 13 are going to play. But for the totality of their experience at Marquette and what I want in their life and my relationship with their life to be, I hate it when guys leave, but that's part of it.
Coach, when we come back, we'll hear from Erik Williams as he visits with the voice of Marquette basketball, Steve the Homer Troop. Stay with us. Back with the coach. Erik Williams has seen more playing time, and he's responded.
You know what? I'm really proud of him. He's really grown as a human being since he's been here. He's continued to improve as a player. He's on track and getting ahead academically. He's really grown a lot, Dennis, since the beginning of the summer. He's begun to figure things out like most guys do after their first year. Like I tell him all the time, it's hard to figure things out when you're a freshman because you live in a haze. Everybody's hollering at me. I've never lifted this much weights. Why do I have to go to study hall 19 hours a day? These classes, like there's doctors teaching these classes. It's just kind of part of the evolution. And I will, like I've told Erik before, and I've told him this in front of our team, if you scored 9,000 points at Marquette, I won't love you any more than if you score 0. I love what he's about. I've known him since he was a kid. Happy for him. And I do think that he's getting to a point where he can have a distinct role on our team, and it's a role that we desperately need.
Erik Williams in the U.S. Bank Up Close with Homer segment.
Today's guest is Erik Williams.
How you doing?
Great to see you again. I don't have to welcome you to Marquette. You're a veteran.
Kinda, something like that, yeah.
You feel like a vet. How much different are you this time than a year ago when we talked?
Well, I kind of know what to expect now. Last year, I kind of understand what the freshmen are going through. This year, you're just trying to, hold on and make it. But this year, I'm really trying to contribute to the team and do the best I can.
So the Erik Williams primer on freshmen coming in, what's the first thing you would tell them? I'm walking in, I'm the new freshman. What's the first thing you would tell me?
The first thing I would tell you is just, do everything fast. And if you make a mistake, at least you're doing it in a fast pace. The one thing that coach doesn't like is when we make mistakes and we don't, react to it,
What do you mean by at a fast pace? Run the drills fast, or
everything's fast. Hearing casting here, when you get in the game, just act like you want to be here, and at the end of the day, the mistakes are you're gonna know what kind of mistakes you're gonna make because you're doing it fast.
And you can also tell us about the other players. So DJO, what's your scouting report on DJO?
DJ, well, everybody knows DJ is going to be DJ every day. He's gonna give his best. He's gonna score baskets, and he's gonna be one of the leaders on our team. So we expect that from him.
Jimmy Butler.
Same thing. He's like our glue guy. We know he's gonna do things away from the ball, on the ball. He's gonna do everything for us.
Dwight Bikes.
Dwight Bikes. He's one of the best scorers on our team. He can put the ball in the basket.
So what don't we know about Buzz that you know? We see him as aggressive, strong, almost feels like a father figure to the players.
What I've noticed is definitely that father figure, but he has one of the best posts, and he told us this, but I could see it also that he has one of the best posts for his players on the team. So he knows when we're tired. He knows when we can give more. And I think that's a great attribute that he has.
Has there been an adjustment for you to get used to Buzz? Was your high school coach anything like him?
No, my high school coach is a great coach, but Buzz, is a different coach. I think from any coach in the nation. But I mean, I'm not that used to it, but I'm still, I know what to expect from him. And
what do you work on the most? You talked about being faster, but from a basketball standpoint.
My energy, that's what I know that I can give to this team is my energy and hit open shots, crash the boards at all time, offensively and defensively, and just be more mentally focused.
Now, when you play, it seems to me like there are certain spots on the floor you like. There's a shot you like. I don't know if it's here. I think 12 feet away, baseline. I don't know.
Erik Williams jumper. That's his spot. He loves that baseline jumper. I don't know if he's got a more favorite spot on the basketball court.
All right, we got 5 seconds left. In a perfect world, Marquette down 1. Where do you want the ball?
I'll shoot it right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yep.
About baseline and not on the wing, not up top?
Preferably, like I said, anywhere within the offense that's a good shot.
And for you, that's probably going to be here.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Where would you like to pass?
You pass from there.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
Just time? All right. Erik Williams, Marquette down 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh, baby! Marquette wins by a point. Nothing to it. Right off the streets. You smile a lot better this year.
Yeah, I do. I noticed that also.
Give him a final smile. Erik Williams, nice to have you back.
Thank you.
You said he'll have a role. What is that role in Big East play?
Have great activity, be able to defend his position, get more traffic rebounds than any other the 9 players that are on the floor when he's playing.
When we come back, very special look at Buzz's bunch. Stay with us. Buzz's Bunch is a program launched by Coach for special needs kids and their families. I don't know of many big-time college basketball coaches and programs that would spend time on a game day, before a game, with these kids, but it's great to watch.
It's an unbelievable experience. It's unique for me to be able to watch it as a parent, and then it's obviously unique for me to be able to watch our kids, our players, be a part of it as well. I've said this before, it's the only thing that I asked Father Wild for before I accepted the position. Not that I was going to turn it down if he said no, but it's the only thing I've ever asked the school to do, and it's the legacy, however long it is that I coach here, it's the only thing that I want my legacy to be about.
Let's take a look at Buzz's Bunch in the Aurora Sports Medicine Institute All Access segment. When it comes to pregame routines, Marquette's is known to be intense. Even when Buzz's Bunch is on the court. Buzz's Bunch is an opportunity for special needs children and their families to interact with the Golden Eagles basketball team, an opportunity that's welcome on both sides.
We have a lot of fun with it. I mean, these kids, everyone has a personality, and all these kids, they're kids. They love to have fun, and we love to have fun. We just love to put smiles on their faces.
Just them seeing us is like, it makes their day, and it makes our day too, just to see them and the happiness that we bring to them. So us interacting with them is nothing new. We like it, and everybody on the team pretty much basically shows it.
Buzz's Bunch was created by Coach Williams as soon as he took over and has grown to become as much a part of the program as daily practice. At the same time, the kids that make up Buzz's Bunch have come to mean so much more to the team.
It's a big deal to us. It's a big deal to Buzz. We absolutely love being around the kids, and Buzz have an unbelievable heart for disabled kids, and we want to be around them. It's an impact to us, not only to them, it's an impact to us too, so I think that's a big deal.
And you get to know the faces, and you know the stories that go with those faces, and you know the things that these families have to go through and what those kids endure. I mean, it means so much just to have them come by because they teach us a lot as well. And, we try to treat them as part of our family, our Marquette family as well. So, yeah, I know a lot of the kids. I recognize them, as soon as they come down, and it's just a blast.
There you go, Logan.
Logan Knightman is a familiar face to the team. With the program from the beginning, he's become a favorite of the players.
He just loves everybody, and every time he comes, they're all, oh, hey, Logan.
And it's a bond that doesn't end when the shoot-arounds are over.
Logan ended up having brain surgery and a spinal fusion in April, and before his trip, Buzz called us and had Logan come down for private practice with all the guys. He got to meet the guys and go to one of their private practices, and everybody all by himself and the family and stuff, and that meant the world to him. And then Buzz and the guys sent him pictures, and Darius actually called Logan and things. So it's just a phenomenal bunch of guys. It is awesome.
A sentiment that's shared by both families and players.
I mean, we appreciate what they do. Like I said before, the struggle that they go through and just how tough and how resilient they are, and to raise, such strong kids. I mean, it really, what we do is, it's a joke compared to what they have to go through every day. That's real life. Any way we can brighten up their day, we're more than happy to do it.
It means the world to us. I mean, I think Buzz is a phenomenal coach, a phenomenal person. And the guys are all they've all come into our hearts. It's like a family. It's beyond just a thing that we do. They're like a family to us.
Coach, it must be emotional to watch that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard. Want to win, want to do things the right way, but more importantly, want to build relationships that are lifelong and use all the blessings that have been bestowed upon me and bestowed upon our players to be a blessing to other people. And there's a million Logans that we have met and that we've established relationships with, but his story is not more unique than anybody else's, but it's exactly what Rob said. We're not tough. We talk about tough and we act tough, but we live in fairy tale land, and what those parents, Dennis, and what those kids are living in, that's an hour by hour, possession by possession, day to day. Let's make it through life. And I just stand at attention for who those people are. And it's great on a lot of different levels, but the lesson for me as a human being and the lesson that our players have, we're getting way more out of the deal than they are, but that's why it's so important. And the games are just a part of what we do. We do camps in the summer. I am in contact with a lot of those kids, and I don't do it so it can be a 5-minute segment on the TV show. I do it because it is my heart, and I appreciate you taking time to show that.
Where did that drive in you come from to get back?
My wife and I have talked a lot about that before. I don't know. I just have always felt, I pray with my children every day when I take them to school, and we pray about the most basic things that I can see, things that we can hear, things that we can walk. Because you look at so many of those kids, Dennis, and I mean, I know 90% of them now, but what's happened is through Children's Hospital and through some of the other nonprofit organizations that are helping special needs, it's kind of all just lumped into Buzz's Bunch because we don't exclude any certain thing. It's not just for Down syndrome, or it's not just for cancer. It's just if you have a special need. And so I have an opportunity to meet a lot of those people, and I don't know what it is because there's not any history of that in my family. It's just I've always had a special heart for children that they just want to be normal. and for whatever reason, God had it in their plan that they would be special in a different way. And so it's been overwhelming, the response of the number of games, the number of people. We can't hold all those kids anymore, and so now we're kind of having to restrict it. We did another game this year, one more than normal, and it's just kind of taken on a life of its own to the point where it's kind of difficult to manage because I'm having to pass it off to coaches and assistants and staff members because I don't want to say no, because that's not the premise behind why I did it. But I love what it's about, and I believe this. It's going to grow, and it's going to become a distinct part of what we do.
Great work. Keep it up, Coach.
Thank you.
When we come back, the Big East season is right here. We'll talk about it next. Two games this week for the Golden Eagles. Wednesday night at Vanderbilt, an unusual court there, but also I think perfect timing for this non-conference test.
No, I think it's great preparation. They've lost 8 non-conference games there in the last 12 years. They were 24-9 last year. Coach Stallings was Coach of the Year. Have a potential first-team All-American player on their team. Very balanced from top to bottom. It'll be a great test for us. We'll have our hands full, but it is great preparation for the rest of our games, not only West Virginia, but for the rest of our games.
The Big East season begins on Saturday. The opener 10 a.m. bright and early New Year's Day against West Virginia at the Bradley Center. First of all, from a practical standpoint, the early start time, what do you need to do differently?
Well, we won't do anything differently. Maybe we should. That's just part of my personality. We do the same thing day of the game, day before, and 2 days before. So we'll have shoot around 5 hours before the game. We'll have pregame breakfast. We'll do all the things that we normally do. It's exciting that we're starting early. Obviously, there will have already been Big East games played, but we're the only game that day, first basketball game of the day. Great exposure for both teams, and they're really good. I mean, they return a lot of experience off a Final Four team. They want to bully you. And if they bully you, they win for sure. And if you turn it into a basketball game, then it'll be like what it was last year at their place.
The level of intensity, the way you coach, compare that to a non-conference game. How different is it?
Well, I think the intensity is the same. The monumental value of every possession is increased. There's some possessions that I try to let guys work through, try to figure some things out maybe in the non-conference schedule, whereas in conference play, I mean, you look at all the games we have been a part of, that's the way they're going to be again this year.
In your mind, have you basically settled on a rotation, or are there still some tweaks?
Well, again, it seems like every day there's something that changes, whether it's health, whether it's Reggie leaving, but I think that we're closer, and I think we're probably 10 or 12 days behind that, but we'll figure it out soon enough.
Well, let's look back at Christmas real quick. Did you have a good time with your family, and what was it like with the program, with the team?
The kids left, in essence, the morning after we played Mississippi Valley, and so we were off the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, and we met Christmas night, the 25th at 9 p.m. Everybody was back on time. Sometimes there's some flight delays and cancellations. Thankful to have everybody back. And the best gift I have is what I always get at that time of the year is have 3.5 days at home with my family. I don't leave the house. I wear the same clothes for 3.5 days. I eat breakfast. I just hang out and be a dad and a husband, which I really enjoy.
Coach, good luck in the 2 games this week and have a great 2011.
Thank you. Same to you. I appreciate it.
That's Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams. We'll see you next year.
Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams was brought to you in part by the Aurora Sports Medicine Institute, the exclusive sports medicine provider to Marquette University Athletics. U.S. Bank, a proud sponsor of Marquette Athletics. All of us serving you. And by Air Airways. Go! There's nothing stopping you.